Hello guys, can you hear me properly or not? Let me know so that I will also understand. Am I there? Okay. Shivendra is here. Tuve is also here. Quite good. Neve is also here today. And we can say that today's five, six people are still watching us. So that is a good thing. Thank you everyone for joining us here. Yes, if I stream for playing, then Aryan definitely I'll play against you next time whenever I stream for playing. Krishna is also here. Quite good. Yes. Okay. Guys, we should have more likes than dislikes, I think, because I have a feeling that there is someone who always dislikes my streams. Maybe my hater or someone. But it is good to have such people in your life. It motivates you to do better. Okay, so before more people will join us, let's start with some easy tactics today, maybe for 10 minutes, and then we will see what we are going to do today. Okay, today's topic is something interesting because let's talk about the topic after some time. Let's solve some tactics, maybe for 10 minutes. Yeah, I bought a new mic. It is much better. I think my voice clarity should be better. I don't know exactly the placement is good or not, but it is just the trial. So I will check it out whether the mic, if I place it here, it is better, or should I place it a little bit down. Let's figure it out. You tell me what about my voice quality, if it's coming good or not. Okay, help me with this thing. Okay, let's start with tactics and then we will figure it out. Okay, because you are the best judge, I can say. You can only tell me. Karthik is here. Wow, that's cool. Queen into g2 is the first suggestion. F like definitely we should just checkmate our opponent. Next puzzle. Neve, Karthik, everybody is correct. So it is black to play. I hope this position is also winning for us. So yesterday stream to use relate उससे related है क्या? No. It's this is the defensive techniques we are going to look at, and okay, I will talk about the stream maybe after 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes will solve tactics just to get into the rhythm. Yeah. Okay. So now which pawn we should capture? Should we capture this pawn or should we capture this pawn? Which pawn will you capture here? King e5. You mean to say king into e4 first, right? And then king f4 we should go and then we should capture this pawn. Absolutely, we should capture this pawn first. E4 should be captured, I think. G4, I don't think so it is good, because if you capture the G4 pawn, then your opponent will get a passed pawn here. First capture E4 and then capture G4. So here and then go for this and then capture here. Okay. You need to choose wisely. Okay, now what will you play? This is the easy one. White to play, and which move will you play? Queen e6. Yes, definitely. Queen e6 is the easy move here, and then we will be winning a piece for sure, right? So king g7 and we will be winning the piece. Very good. Okay, next one. 5 more minutes for solving tactics and then we will be starting with our today's topic. Okay, guys? This one is also looks a little bit easy one, I think. Okay. Yeah, knight c2, rook into c2, and then rook to the d1, because this rook is there on this file. This bishop is also there on this diagonal. So all we need is like clearance of the path and the deflection of our opponent's rook. Correct. Guys, new Karthik, Shivendra, Krishna, Aryan, you all right about this thing. We'll just, very good. Guys, we should have at least same number of likes. The way 9 people are here, at least 9 likes should be there, so that more people will join us. Yeah, bishop into h2 and bishop into h2, queen into d5. Definitely, we should play this move and then we should play this move and we will be winning a queen. Okay, next. Shivendra, the dislike is there before starting the stream. So I think someone doesn't like it. He's disliking all my videos. Okay, queen into d4 is there. Yes, definitely we should play queen into d4 in this case. And if he moves, then queen into e4. Definitely we will be winning a piece in that case. Definitely. You guys are too fast. You're very fast. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's enjoy chess. And let's see. In this position, black to play is there. What will you play in this position? It seems that queen b6, king c4, and queen b5. Definitely, definitely, it should be checkmate. After queen to the b6, king will move, and we will give this check, and it will be a check and mate. Definitely. Okay, black to play. 3 more minutes. We will be solving tactics, guys. In 3 more minutes, let's see how many puzzles you are going to solve. Always tell me the next move also. Queen d4 you are suggesting. I agree with you, but what after that? You are sacrificing a queen, but what will you get after that? And then knight of 3. Yes, Karthik's answer is correct. New's answer is also correct in this case. We'll first capture the knight here, and then after that we will give a check. It is a knight fork, and we will be capturing the queen. Definitely. Aryan, you are also right. Okay, now next position. This also seems to be a similar tactic, I think, in this position also. Removing the, clearing the path or something. Okay. Yes, we should capture the knight, clearing the path, or you can say the clearing the square on g4 so that our knight can jump on the g4 square, forking the rook and the king. Yes, definitely. Shivendra, take your time. Don't worry. Take your time. Okay. Now we are almost going to complete 10 minutes. So last puzzle and then we will start with our today's session. Black to play. Which move will you play here? It seems that king d2 and queen to the c2. New is suggesting that move. Krishna is suggesting bishop b3. Shivendra is also suggesting bishop to the b3. Queen c2, queen c2. Yes, guys, you are right about this thing. Aryan also is there. Definitely. Queen e4. No, no, no. You should not play queen e4, because if you play queen e4, then rook into this bishop is much better. And I don't see, or maybe you can play knight here and attacking this. I think this should be okay position. We can just capture the bishop here, and that should be okay for us. We are not at least getting checkmated. Queen a4 you want to play, but after queen a4, I think king will come on the d2 square, and then you don't have any checks in that case. So bishop to the b3 is the best move, I think, in this position, because after this we have this check and mate with queen to the c2. Okay, so I think it's enough of tactics now, and we can now look at something which is going to be interesting. Okay, so let's start, and before we start, let me arrange the board for you. Just give me a minute. Just a second. Okay. Okay, board is there on our screen, and talking about our today's theme, the board is there, right? Yeah. Today's theme, that is the defensive techniques, we are discussing since yesterday, and yesterday also we looked at, did you watch yesterday's video? I just want to know. Okay, for that reason I'm asking you, which technique did we see yesterday? Can you tell me in chat section so that I will know that you watched? If you are not watched, then please do watch the videos. Yeah, defensive technique, yes, you are suggesting, yes. Okay, okay, which defensive technique did we see yesterday? Okay, okay, so yesterday we were looking at, okay, future gm. I think future gm, you were yesterday there. Can you tell the guys which technique did we see yesterday? One was fortress, and one was yes, exchanging the pieces and going into the end game, or going into the position which is much more safer for us. Okay, yes, correct. So today, yes, opposite color bishops was also there in that case. Very good. So so here we are going to see a new technique, and that is related to the changing the character of the position. Well, sometimes what happens, we cannot exchange the pieces and go into the end game or the position which is almost equal, or maybe defendable, or you cannot create a fortress also. In such cases, what to do? We should have different weapons in our arsenal. So one of the thing is that we should change the character of the position. Means what? Like, let's suppose the position is going very smooth. Okay, your opponent is having good attacking possibilities and everything. In such cases, when everything is going smooth for your opponent, and your position is, you, if you understand, okay, if you keep on playing for some time, your position is going to be going down, and then eventually your opponent will win. In such cases, you should sacrifice a pawn or a piece or something related to like that, and then you should change the character of the position. It means that you should make the position into something dynamic. Okay, so it is also a form of creating counter play. When your opponent is attacking on you, you should do something for it. Okay, yes, okay, mic should be there, thoda down. Okay, I will, you are not able to listen to me or what? Now is it better? Is it better now, guys? I hope it is much better now. Yep. Okay, fine. Okay. Because this is the first time I'm putting like this, so we need to like experiment. Then only we'll get to know that which is better and which is not better. So we will understand this technique after looking at some examples. So let's look at some examples, and then we will understand it much better. Okay. So the first example is here on the board. This is the position. Black to play is there. Okay, for your understanding, maybe I can flip the board and we will look at this position from black side. Okay. Okay, if you look at the position, then you will realize that black's pieces are little bit badly placed in this position. His pieces are not even developed properly, especially the rook on a8, the bishop on c8, the knight on a6, and the queen on b6. They are standard on the queen side. Okay, and if you look at white's position, he has two bishops, two rooks are also developed here, queen is also there, and the move that is d5 is also in the air, right? Yeah, Karthik, 400. I think I have crossed. Thanks to you guys, you always support me. That's why 400 have been crossed here. But you should also see that white is going to play bishop to the e5 in a5 in this position. He is going to capture your rook on d8. So in this case, what you should play from black side, because as we can see, black's position looks very difficult. And if you play in a normal way, you are going to be like in a very difficult position. So you need to change the character of the position. So what you should be doing here in this position? Guys, tell me. I am waiting for your answer. Okay, bishop e6. I got the first suggestion that we should sacrifice an exchange. Yeah, we can do that. And after sacrificing the exchange, okay, another thing is that rook d5 was suggested by Krishna. Okay, c5 is suggested by my class buddies, but I think c5 is not at all a good move, because if you play c5, then your queen also on b6 is going to be a little bit badly placed in this position, I think. Turn off arrows. Yeah, we will turn off the arrows definitely. Okay, bishop e6 should be played in here in this position, that is for sure. Okay, because if you play bishop to the e6, then other moves which you were suggesting like c5 move, definitely d into c5 will be a good move, because rook into d2 if you play, then I can play c into b6. If you play rook to the d1, rook into d1, and these three pieces are very badly placed. You have not done anything, you have not improved your position, nothing is good. So c5 is not at all working in this point. Why bishop e6 is working here in this position? Because white's pieces which are very nicely placed, in that piece the bishop on c3 is very dangerous, because it is controlling this diagonal. Okay, so whenever d5 comes, our king will be very weak. Okay, so here we must try to exchange our opponent's good pieces. So maybe bishop a5 will be played, and in that case black might play here a good move. Can you find out a good move in this position from black side? Playing queen b5 is not at all a good move, because if you play that move, then black will be in the same kind of a position, I will say, because still we have this d5 breakthrough is there, or even white can play simple way. He can even play bishop to the e2 and he will capture the a6 knight, and the position will go on. Rook into d4. Yes, we should play rook into d4 in this position. Absolutely right. And if we play captures queen into d4, then we should play queen into e5. By playing like this, the thing is that another thing is that if we play bishop into b6, then we will play rook into d2. And if rook into d2 is played, then we have this a into b6. And suddenly Black will be having moves for his knight. Okay, knight is ready to jump. The rook is also on the open file, and our bishop is also very well placed on this diagonal because this pawns on a2 and b3 will be very weak in that case. And is d5 possible instead of bishop to the a5? Yes, d5 was actually possible in this move. Nothing wrong with this move. And maybe c into d5 we need to play, and then white can play something like queen to the f4. Idea is queen f6 or queen e5. That was also a possibility from white side. But usually people go for something which is very direct. That's why he played bishop a5. But bishop a5 is actually a mistake, which will give black some kind of a counter play. So rook into d4, queen into d4, queen into a5, and black has eliminated the most dangerous piece which was there on the board. And okay, yeah, queen h6 is also possible. Definitely d5 was a much better move in that case. So here the position's character has been changed. Our rook is also there coming in the game, and the most important thing that we don't have any backrank checkmate problems now. And it is white pawn which is a little bit big. And they went on to play for some time. I'll just show you. After h4, queen b4 was also played. He's trying to exchange pieces as much as possible, but he did not play that. He went on this thing, and knight b4 came, knight came here, and knight d5. And after exchanges, the bishop is very well placed on d5 square because it's attacking the g2 as well as on this diagonal also. And white is not able to create any big counterplay in this. Okay, I have talked about this many times. I use OBS, guys. Okay, fine. I study from many books. I have many books. So rook to the e1, then queen g7, queen g7, king g7, and b5. Okay. So this position they went on to play for some time, but black has achieved a good position to defend, and he defended and they drew the game. Okay. So let's look at one more game and try to understand it much better. Okay. So this is the position. Black is on the move. And now I will wait for your little bit suggestion about or your opinion about the position. What do you think in this position? Is black okay or black is slightly inferior? What do you think about the position? Whatever is your opinion, just let me know in chat so that then we can discuss this much better. And it is actually black to play, okay? Obviously, he is cramped. Okay, P and John is saying cramped. Moby Zen. I don't understand what is Moby Zen. Okay, okay. Is there any other opinion? Little bit defensive. Okay, there might be different opinions about the same position. So I just want to know about your opinion. And solid. I think black is better. Well, black doesn't seem to be better. Yeah, Anish, welcome. White should be slightly better, I think, because the thing is that see, white species are I feel like more active, but black species are not that much active. They are little bit cramped, I will say. And here, okay, the position is not completely bad for black, but he is little bit cramped. That is the only problem. And if in this position black captures the queen, then after rook into d2, the rook will also come on the d1 square. We will be playing c4, then we will playing f4, and it is white who will be having lot of play. Okay, and black is not having any active play. That is the main problem in this position. So here in this position you need to find out a way to create your own counter chances. And I will just tell you, black player was the second world chess champion. Can you tell me who was the second world chess champion? One just a GK question I will ask you. Do you know? Do you know? Lasker, yes. Emmanuel Lasker was black in this position, and this game was played in 1925 against Alexander Zevensky. Okay, equal exchange queen and knight. Okay, Lasker, RK is saying Lasker. Yes, definitely. Yeah, that is the thing. That the thing is that when you understand that Lasker was such a kind of player who was always used to play methodically. In this position, he understood that going into the endgame with queen into d2 is not going to help black. Then he will need to play a little bit passively and something like that. So he decided to play in an active way. And when you want to play in an active way in this kind of position, you should be ready to sacrifice the material. Okay. Yes, definitely we can capture on a2. But the thing is that if you capture on a2, your queen is going to be trapped. So the thing is that are you ready to trap your queen or not? No, because let's see how the queen will be trapped. Rook a1 will be played, then queen into b2, and then we will play rook fb1, and the queen is not going to have any squares to go around. The maximum we can do is like we can capture b1 or a1 in that case. Rani chahiye. Okay, okay. But I will just tell you, Lasker, maybe he had a queen in his own life, so he was ready to sacrifice the queen on the board. Okay, so he played queen into a2, and he changed the character of the position, and his opponent was not expecting this thing, and that's why he little bit flumbered in this position, you can say. After queen into b2, rook f b1, he played queen into b1, rook into b1. By playing like this, first of all, what he has done is like he has removed his opponent important bishop, which was eyeing towards his maybe king side. And after rook f d8, his pieces are there. Okay, the position looks a little bit cramped, but white's pieces are little bit reduced in this position. His main attacking options are also reduced, and the position's character is now completely changed. Now Lasker is asking his opponent that okay, you are a queen up in this position, now prove this thing. And whenever you do this kind of things, usually it happens that psychologically it's very difficult to adjust to this kind of situations, and you are not able to play in the best possible way you can play. And this kind of techniques usually works against the players who are not ready to accept the changes. And you need to understand that psychologically this kind of changes which happens in the game are very very difficult. Because have you ever experienced this thing that you get a very winning position against a good player, but you are not able to convert that position and you lose? And it any day happened with you? Did it happen with you guys? Yes, it happened. Because it happens, because what happens in such situations, usually the character of the position changes a lot. And it is very difficult whenever everything is going smooth for you and suddenly changes. Then it's not so easy to adapt to that change and play in the best possible way. And good players always know when to change the character and when to keep the flow just like that. And all good players know that when they are going down, you should change the character of the position. Okay. Yes, so we should learn something from Lasker. Let's see what happened in the game. We are going to see different examples of this kind of position. Okay, so don't worry, we are going to learn slowly and gradually. So white played c4, then knight to the e8. He wants to play something on that side. White played f4, and he played a6, controlling the b5 square so that there will not be d6 weaknesses. Then he played king h1, and the now knight jumped to the c7 square. Can you tell me why this knight is coming here? Obviously, he wants to come here because maybe in the future b5 or d5 can be played. Okay, which question? He sacrificed a piece and I blundered after some move. Yes, it happens. Okay, which question? Because I asked two, three questions just now. So can you guys repeat the question for him? Because I was asking previously that when you get a very good position and your opponent changes the character of the position, at that time it feels difficult, right? Okay, let's continue with the game. Now only what are we discussing? We are talking about the positions in which we need to change the character of the position, because if you go into the same flow of the game, then your position will get a little bit inferior and you might end in a very bad position after some time. So we should understand the science in the position. Okay. So queen to the e3, then back with rook to the b8, rook d1 was played, then knight b4 came, queen c3, and he played a5. Lasker is playing slowly and gradually. He is not in any kind of hurry in this position. And white is also not in any kind of position where he can explode something with his queen. Because we have these four pieces which are like our shield and they are protecting everything. So white played rook a1, b6 just supporting the pawn on a5, then queen e3, then finally e5. And after this, we captured here, and now knight to the c2. And we know that Lasker is now going to have a very nice position because he is going to be having two rooks. And after knight queen c3, knight into a1, queen into a1, we can say that already black is having quite good chances for winning the game, right? Yes, he is very solid, definitely. And bishop f6, and we can say that this pawn is also going to capture on f4. The pawn can come to the e4 square, and next time we will be playing d5 also whenever it gets the chance. And the chance came very quickly. Yes, queen to the g1 was played in this position. And which move will you play? You need to open up the position in this position. d5 was played by Lasker. And after c into d5, knight into d5, f into e5, bishop into e5. As I said, black is better. Okay, Karthik, black became better only after. Okay, he took risk. That is the main point. In defense, sometimes you need to take risk. Okay, and this is the way. That is our today's topic. Like changing the character of the position only happens when you sacrifice something. Okay, it will not just happen just like that. G4, F6, and okay, I'll not discuss complete game with you because black went on to win and he just resigned after this. Miss White just resigned after this. So this was the game, and it was something interesting which he did. Okay, let's look at one more game. Yes, we need to take risk. Okay, this is the position. Have you ever heard about one great player? Actually, two great players. First name is David Bronstein. Have you ever heard about him? As Die Hard. Yeah. David Bronstein. He was a very great player. Yes. And the second player who is going to play in this game, his name was Lev Pologoevsky. Pologoevsky was also a very strong player in past. Have you heard about him? No. Yeah, I like to study classics because that's why in my channel also I have a classical game section, then I have a Paul Morphy section, then now I am doing the series of William Stennis. I like to study historical things about chess. It teaches us a lot. Okay. Okay. Was always on the receiving end of some reason. Okay. But today it is a surprise for you, Karthik. Today Bronstein is going to be the person or the player who is going to be on the receiving end. Okay. So in this position, Bronstein was white and Lev Poloski was black in this position. Thank you, Mantrala. This is the new setup which I am trying. So here you can see clearly see that white has already advanced his pawns and black's king seems to be in trouble. Okay, okay. Black also has this queen and the bishop, rook here, which is doing something on the king queen side. But the thing is that the bishop on c8 still not in the game, and this rook on h8 is also not in the game. But here Pologoski found out a very nice way to change the character of the position. So my question for you is like, how will you do it? Uh, I will say, Rajendra sir, the old games were not more tactical, but the thing is that in old games the execution of plan was very clear because at that time the defensive techniques were still not developed that much. Because nowadays every even 2200 player also, let's suppose 2000 player also, he is also well equipped with all the important defensive techniques. So whenever you are planning in modern chess something, your opponent will do something to defend against it, and your plan will not work out thoroughly. We need to keep on playing in small plans. But in past, players used to play in a different way. Their defensive techniques were not good, and the stronger player such as Capablanca, Alekhine, all the great players, those players used to carry out a plan in a very nice methodical way. That's why if you want to learn something tactics also or the positional chess, then I will always recommend everyone to study the games of past players because you will learn in a great way. Okay, modern players also carry out the plans, but their plans are a little bit very uh, dynamic, I will say. They are always changing too much. So you need to study classical games to improve your positional understanding also and your tactical also. Both the things are there. Okay. Okay, it is black to play, guys, not white to play. It is black to play. And what will you do in this position? Okay, I'll just play two moves in this position from black side. F into g6 is actually the best move in this position because obviously h into g6 is not good. F into g6 was played because if you play any other move, then he will be playing this move with g into f7, or even can play queen into h7 also, as pointed out someone. That is also there, possibility is there. So f into g6 was played and white played f into e6. Now in this position white is threatening knight to the d5, attacking queen, rook, bishop. So we must do something in this position from black side. So black must find out something in this position. Which move will you play? You need to change the character of the position so that your opponent's good pieces will not be able to attack you. So what would you play? And make sure that in the position, if black manages to go into the endgame, okay, by any means, if it manages to go into the endgame, then he will be having two bishops, and two bishops are always good. Yes, Anish knew, everybody is right about this move. Black must play rook into b3 in this position, and after c into b3, queen into b3, and then suddenly in this position black is the one who is threatening now. The bishop is also coming on the g5 square. We are giving a check. This bishop on c8, which was not doing that great job until now, is going to capture the pawn on e6. Then we will be having, and if black manages to castle, then this rook on h8 will also be coming in the game. And suddenly white's pawns which were there in the center of the board, or you can say that the pawns which were there attacking position, they are vanished from the board, right? So here in this position, white understood that the pawn on e6 is going to fall. So he played queen to the g3, and after bishop into e6, all the attacking pawns are gone on the board. Okay, then white played knight to the e2 in this position. He wants to exchange the queen. So here, would you just let exchange happen, or what would you do? Which move will you play in this play? I will tell you. Fisher used to tell this thing to everyone that chess is all about timing. What he used to mean by timing means that you need to be very quick. You need to bring your pieces as quickly as possible. And that is what Black has done. He understood the timing, and that's why his pieces are well placed here. One more thing which you need to do, Queen A2 is suggested by here. Well, that is also a possibility here. Black can play Queen to the A2, definitely. There is nothing wrong with this move, but after Queen to the A2, maybe I'll come back with Knight to the C3, and White has some chances. But here, if you understand that if you exchange the queens also in this position, that is okay. The only thing is that the rook on h8 should come in the game. Okay. No, knight d3 check is not good because he has this queen as well as the rook in this position who will be capturing the knight on d3. So Polugoyevsky decided to castle in this position, just bringing the rook in the game, because even if he captures queen into b3, bishop into b3, the king on c1 still not feeling safe, because we have this bishop which is coming on this diagonal, the rook is coming on the c8 square, and after these exchanges, the knight is also ready to come on the c4 square and make rook active. Move king to the d2 or f2 and make rook active. Well, he can castle, he could castle obviously. Well, moving king to the d2 will not help, no? Wow, how it will help? Okay, maybe from black side you are talking about king d7 or king f7, right? Yeah, we can castle and we can bring the rook. Okay, after this, rook d4 was played and knight f3 was played. And just by sacrificing one exchange, you can see that black is the player who is having lot of activity in the position. And that is something which we need to do in the position. Whenever we can, we should create your own counter chances. Okay? Yeah, we know that I understood. Yeah, correct. You are right about that thing, but black can simply castle and that will be much better for him. Okay, the game continuing with this move, then bishop to the g5, king to the b1, and now finally knight to the d2. And you can say that white's king is almost in the mating net. Okay, he played king to the a1, then bishop to the b4. The idea is quite clear that we want to play knight b3 at some point, or maybe bishop to the b3 after that, and it should be quite good position. Okay, white finally played knight to the f4, thinking that some counter play might happen, but it is not going to happen like that. Just after knight to the f1, the position is just going to collapse. He played knight h3, but knight e3 with the idea of knight c2, and this is going to end. Rook into c4 was played by white, but after this, you can see that the pawns on e4, the pawn on b2, plus the pawn on h2, all these pawns are very, very weak, and black is also having two extra pawns, so black should be able to win the game quite easily. And that's what happened. He just won the game because he has two extra pawns. Knight e6, rook e8, knight c7, these, and okay. Where he was going to give the exchange, even if he gives back the exchange, he was pawned down. That was his main problem, because initially only black captured two pawns, and that was his main problem. He gave up the exchange in the end, but it did not help him. And king came in the game, and he is going to capture the e4 pawn also. And after this, white resigned. Okay, okay, fine. So in this position, white resigned because this endgame is clearly winning for black. Okay, that was a good game. Did you like this game? One more thing I want to ask you, like, what did you like about this game? Can you tell me? What was the one moment or anything which you liked about this game? Whatever you feel like, just tell me. I will be very happy to know from you. What did you like? Or whatever you learned also you can say. Don't be so tensed. You can tell me anything. That is just your opinion. See, sometimes I look at the game and I like some very simple idea, but some other player might like something else. So it just depends upon your choice. Okay. Okay, sacrifice is something which my class buddies like. Okay. Yeah. So sacrifice something which you liked because that changed the character of the position. Because in initial position we saw that White was the one who was on the driving seat, you can say. He was the one who was dictating the terms, where the vehicle go and something like that. So changing the character of the position means that you are the one who is going to be in the driving seat and you will decide how the game is going to be proceeded. So if you understand this analogy, then it will be very easy for you. So always understand this thing. If your opponent is the one who is dictating the terms in your position, or you can say that he is the one who is having uh, the command of the position, then change it. You should not be the one who is sitting in the rear seat or something like that. You should be there on the chessboard, one who is doing things. Okay, it is very frustrating if you are not having any chances to create your own counter chances or anything. Okay, let's go to the next position and try to understand what happens. Activity, okay, sacrificing action and then going for the queen action is anti-intuitive but very good. Purely based on position, I liked it. Okay, Karthik's opinion is that very good. Then Anish is suggesting sacrifice in a position where it is not expected. Okay, new is an activity after sacrifice and taking risk. Yes, very good. So you liked mainly, as I am mentioning, that you should change the character of the position means you should be the one who is sitting in the driving seat. Okay, will you remember this thing? I will, yeah, you can read it, but I will suggest it that if you read the book, even if you are 1700 player, read with your friend. Don't read it alone, because reading that book alone is not something useful, I will say. If any friend is there with you, or your coach or anyone with whom you will be talking about or discussing the position, you are analyzing with him, then that will be much more useful for you. But doing it alone is very tiring also, because there is extensive analysis of position, and that is not something which you should be doing alone. Okay. Opening session, about openings, what you say about that? Okay. Kuldeep Singh is suggesting opening session, about openings. Yeah, yeah, I am thinking about openings, but that I will do maybe after this middle game session, because middle games are going to be there for at least some days. After that, I will definitely think. Okay, with parents, I will say that if your parents are good in chess, then only it is okay. Or if they are just going to be sitting there in front of you, then it is not. You need someone who will be telling you different opinion about the position. Okay, because my great predecessor's book is a very complicated book. It is not some easy book. So I hope you understood this thing. Kuldeep Singh, thanks for your opinion and your suggestion also. I will definitely think about it, and maybe in some days I will come up with some opening theory, or you can say opening series. Okay. Okay. So coming back to this position which is there on the board, here in this position, black player was a very great player. He was Victor Korchnoi. Have you ever heard about Victor Korchnoi? Yeah, Dorodsky's books are much easier to understand. I was talking about, he asked me the question of my great predecessor's book, which was actually, it is a series of books which is written by Gary Kasparov. Yes, okay. Korchnoi is, okay, in this position, Fortunae was black, and you can see that in this position, white player is having lot of initiative, or you can say that he has attacking possibilities because the knight is there, queen is there, this bishop is also there, the pawn on e5 is also there, and these pieces on the other side of the board are little bit away from the main action, right? Okay, and his controversy also, and it is black to play in this position, so you need to find out a way to create some counterplay in this position, because if you play in a normal way, then white will be playing rook f e1, then he might play e6, and if you exchange everything, the knight will also come in the game. So that is not something which you should be doing. Bishop e4, you are suggesting bishop into e5. Okay, but you should also understand that this bishop is there on this diagonal, and this knight which is supporting the bishop here will be captured, and then you will lose the piece here, or maybe you need to find out something good variation after that also. Yes, Victor is a very strong player, deserved to be a world champion, but didn't happen. Yes, Victor Korchnoi was the player who deserved to be a world champion, but he fell short because of many, maybe people say that he was there but still not there. The reasons are not known. Okay, bishop into e5, the variation which I am talking about, like we can play bishop into c6, and after this, if we capture on c6, then you will lose the piece on e5. So after bishop into c6, we need to understand what to play in this position. Okay, if we capture on f6, means f4, then maybe white can play queen to the f6. Then what are you going to do about this threat of queen g7, and your queen is also being attacked? So you can save only one thing in that time. So guys, I will tell you, spend a little bit time and then come up with something. Okay, this is not so straightforward position. Here, if you play queen anywhere, then you are getting checkmated with queen to the g7. If you capture the bishop also, you are getting checkmated. So that is a nice initiative by hosting live videos and people. Thank you, thank you. So guys, if you like my videos or something like that, you can always support my channel by sharing it with your friends. And also I have given some donation links also. If you want or if you appreciate, then donations with love are always appreciated. Okay. Feel free for it. So here in the starting position, think a little bit. Maybe after this position, think a little bit and find out a way by which you can play from black side. I'm waiting for your answer. Queen e7 is suggested by Anish. Okay, Queen e7 is your suggestion. Then bishop into c6. But the thing is that why will I capture on c6 in this position? Here, if you play queen to the e7, then white can simply capture on d5. He will get the pawn. I can get the pawn here. Oh, that's cool, cool. Yeah, this is position from the Fortuna game. Okay, guys, I will tell you that if you play in a very normal way, you are not going to get the solution. No, Rajendra sir, you can type my name in Google Pay. in payment, and you can pay me. That ID will work out in Google Pay for sure. Okay, it works like. Okay, bishop into e5 something. If you are having any doubts or something, if you want to send, then you can message me. I will definitely help you. So bishop into e5 was played by Korchnoi. The thing is that you need to see a little bit further in this position. Okay, you cannot restrict the variation very short. The thing is that Korchnoi thought a little bit longer. He understood that bishop into c6 will be played. Then I can capture the knight on f4. Obviously, if you play this move, then we can play queen into c6. And we will be covering this f6 square, which was a bad square, means very important square. Okay, he might play queen to the f6, threatening queen g7 there. But in this position, Korchnoi decided to give up the queen because after bishop into h6, this is a good move. Bishop into d7, rook into d7. Suddenly the position is changed. Here, okay, black has only two bishops for the queen. I agree with you, but he has a very strong pawn in the center of the board. And white spaces are not active in this position. The bishop is also going to come on the g7 square, and the pawn is going to run forward. This is the main thing which is very very important from black side, that he has a great pawn in the center of the board, and the position's character is changed, and white has major pieces. But as we know that even if you have two rooks, if the rooks are not going to be there on the open file or the seventh rank, then bishops will dominate in the board if the position is opened up. And in this position, the position is already opened up. So the bishops are much more stronger than the rooks here in this position. Okay. So here white tried rook e1, then bishop f8. Obviously, we do not want to give up this e7 square and exchange the rooks. So that's why e7 square must be protected. Okay. Okay. My internet got exchanged. Am I back, guys? If I'm back, let me know. I think I'm back. Yep, I think I'm back. Guys, even if my internet sometimes get glitches or something like that, I always come back. I always come back. So be there, okay? It takes five seconds or 10 seconds for me to reconnect. So have patience for 5 to 10 seconds whenever I get disconnected. Okay. Okay. If you want to repeat the moves, from where I want to repeat the moves. Okay. In initial position, black decided to play bishop into e5, thinking that bishop into c6, bishop into f4, and then bishop into queen f6 with the idea of queen g7 checkmate. Then black decided to give up the queen with bishop into h6, bishop into d7, queen into d7. And I think I have explained this position quite well, and you might have understood also. If you have not understood, then let me know. Okay, so rook e1, bishop f8, then h4, rook a d8. Building the rooks on the same file is always a good idea. Then h5, d4, h into g6, h into g6, and rook to the d3. And here, which move will you play from white side, black side? Can you tell me? We need to push the pawn on this square, so we want to push this pawn. So what will you play in this situation? Can you tell me? Bishop a6. Yeah, exactly right there. Black should play bishop to the a6, attacking the rook on d3. And after this, yes, whenever yes, correct. We know you are right. Tuvia, you are also right. And then in this position, he played bishop into d3, rook into d3, and black has recovered a little bit more material, you can say. And it's time to play rook to the c8. He played queen to the f3, bishop to the g7, and now black is even threatening rook to the c3, exchanging the rooks in this position. Okay, he played this move. Rook was played here, and okay, the game went on for a long time. But I will just go through the moves uh, because It is a long game, but I'll just go through the moves so that I will be able to show you that how did black play. And he captured one another pawn, and then another pawn was also there which was going to be, and all these things happened because black's pieces were very active. And finally the rook pawn which was there, that pawn also came into the game with a3. And then bishop to the b2 check, and then it is winning position for black. So from this Fortuna's game, we can understand that we need to change the character of the position whenever it is possible, and you need to understand the value of the pieces. If you see this game, you can say that the two bishops were very powerful than even the rooks. So value of the pieces changes with the position where they are standing. That is very important. If you are standing in a means if your pieces they are situated or located on a good square, then you can say that the even bishop can also be very strong than the sometimes queen or maybe the rook also. Whatever might be the piece, it all depends upon where you are placed. So always try to place your pieces on good squares, or the places or the squares from there will be exerting some pressure. Okay. Hello Mayur, thanks for joining. Okay, should we move to the next game? Should we move to the next game? Are you ready to look at one more game of this kind of situation? Okay, yes. Okay. So let's see one more game and try to understand this concept in a deeper way. So here we will see this game from white side. Okay. Three more. Oh, really? So this game is actually, you can say that when your position is very bad, what really happens if you take the risk. It's very important to take the risk when your position is going down, and you need to create chances. So if you look at the position, white position is pretty bad, especially the bishop on c1. It is restricted by his own pawns. All the pawns are a little bit weak. The e3 pawn is weak, the a3 pawn is weak, the b6 pawn is also weak, and black is having very great position because this bishop is good. Okay, the rooks are also well placed here. Look at white's rook. They are not even connected in this position. So all these things are there which are in favor of black, right? Okay, okay, Kuldeep. Definitely, I am going to continue it. See, in my stream, even in morning streams, maximum sometimes two or three people were also there. But I still streamed. I still teach or the share my knowledge with everyone with the same enthusiasm the way I am teaching now or sharing my now. So I'm not worried about the people who are watching it, but I appreciate that people are joining more and more, and they are getting some help also from my channel. Okay, I hope someday the more people will join us, and they will enjoy with us all. Okay, okay. The student you appreciate, but when I said keep going. Thanks, Adolf. Okay, here, as I was mentioning about this, talking about this position, White's position seems to be very bad. And the player from White side was Victor Korchnoi, and he was playing against Sax Guela. And everybody knows that Victor Korchnoi was a fierce fighter. He had a very great fighting spirit in him, and he decided to disturb the flow of the game, because if he plays in the normal way, then black will be winning in this position in some time. So he decided to change the character of the position. After bishop to the d2, black captured the pawn on a3, and now he played one amazing move. Can you find out the move by which you will get some counterplay in this position from white side? Guys, tell me, which move will you play from white side? f5. Okay, f5 is suggested by new. Any other suggestions, guys? Okay, my class buddies is suggesting e4 move. Okay, any other move? I think e4 is not that good because e4 move means you will be just capturing the pawn. But if you play f5 in this position, and as Adolf and New also, and Mayur g4 followed by f5. Well, Mayur, you should not, New, you should not be slow in this position. You need to play in a quick way, as it is a position which is already going down for you. So you need to create your counter chances. And the main thing is, after e into f5, the thing is that queen into d5 is a good move, right? And then our queen is also coming in the game, and we have this queen d7 move, and b7 pawn is also something hanging. So that black decided to play g into f5, but this move also is going to give white counter play. Then queen to g3 check, king f7, and queen to the b8 will be played. And now the b7 pawn is hanging in this position, and okay, queen e7 is the only move by which you can defend the pawn on b7. But Korchunai thought a very nice move in this position. Can you find out a move from white side which was a very nice